At the beginning of the movie, we see that America has built a radio telescope that can see very far into space. They were using the telescope to try to find aliens living on the other planets. Maybe someday, with the help of this telescope, we might even get a chance to talk to them. Now, the story takes us to a secret laboratory in America. There, a little girl named Sil is kept locked in a glass box. The head of this laboratory is a man named Fitch. Then suddenly Sil's eyes open. As soon as she regains consciousness, Chief Fitch releases poisonous gas into the box. Even Fitch feels bad after seeing this horrifying scene of killing Sil, but he has to do it. But even that little girl, Sil, doesn't give up easily. She breaks the glass, gets out of the box and starts running to save her life. The police chase Sil to catch her, but Sil is very clever. She dodges the police officers and boards a train. But then a strange man approaches her on the train. He tries to force himself on Sil, which scares her, and she beats the man badly. Meanwhile, Fitch arrives at the train station looking for Sil. He guesses that Sil must have caught the train and run away. On the other hand, Sil reaches a small town. She gets off the train, takes a man's bag, and sits in another train. Sil enters the train's kitchen. There she breaks a locker and takes out all the money. Not only that, she also packs food and drinks from the kitchen into a bag. Meanwhile, Fitch and his men arrive at the train where Sil killed the man. No one can believe that Sil could kill someone so brutally, but Fitch knows how dangerous Sil can be. On the other hand, Sil has eaten all the food and is now feeling strange. Some strange changes start happening in her body, causing her to cry out in fear. After a while, strange tentacles start coming out of Sil's body. She is slowly turning into an alien. On the other hand, Fitch is shocked to see the dead body of that man on the train. He calls his team, including an expert named Dane. Fitch tells Dane about his team. Dane can sense people's emotions and read their every move. He says, Steven says, and I can see humans past and present. I can know everything about them. Laura says, and I can read any person's DNA. Finally, Brice says, and I can solve every problem of the government has. Here, the train attendant sees a huge piece of meat hanging inside the train. She starts trembling with fear. Then a strange tentacle emerges from that piece of meat and pulls the attendant itself. Then a bone comes out from that piece of meat, which has now become very big and scary. Fitch tells his team who Sil is. He says Sil is the result of an experiment. Some time ago, we contacted aliens. They gave us a special kind of DNA. They said that if we mix the DNA with human DNA, a new species might arise. When we created a baby using that DNA, we were amazed. The baby was growing up very fast. Fitch made it a girl because he thought a girl could be more easily controlled. But he don't know that the girl would prove to be so dangerous, so he ordered his team to kill Sil. After this, Fitch and his team reach the train. When they look inside the train, they are horrified. Sil has killed the attendant very badly. On the other hand, Sil has reached a hotel. She has booked a room there and is making herself comfortable. On the other hand, in the lab, Fitch's team is doing research on the alien's DNA so that they can find a way to control Sil. Then they make a mistake in the lab, which causes the alien to grow very fast. As soon as they try to close the glass box, it slips from their hand and falls down. Dane says to Fitch, "Open the door, we have to get out of here." But Fitch doesn't agree. He wants the box closed first. Dane and Brice can't stand Fitch. They know what if they don't do something, everyone's lives are in danger. Here, the alien is moving very fast and can attack at any moment. People standing outside argue with Fitch, and when he doesn't agree, they open the door themselves. They then set fire to the lab to kill the alien. On the other hand, Sil reaches the hotel reception and starts asking about a boy. She wants to have a relationship with someone. The receptionist tells her about a club. Meanwhile, Fitch also reaches the same hotel and starts searching for Sil. He asks the receptionist about Sil and gets the address of the club. Here, after reaching the club, Sil starts attracting people towards herself. She chooses a man and asks him to go with her. Meanwhile, Fitch also reaches the club with his team and starts searching for Sil. But by the time he finds Sil, the man takes Sil in his car and starts trying to get close to her. But suddenly, Sil doesn't feel like being in a relationship with that guy anymore, so she wants to leave. However, the guy won't let her go. When he starts forcing himself on Sil, she gets angry and gives in. But when he refuses, Sil starts getting intimate with him. Within a short time, she kills the guy. When Fitch and his team arrive at the guy's house, they find that Sil has brutally murdered him. Fitch and his team don't understand why Sil is doing this. Then Dane tells everyone that Sil is very scared. Laura then explains that Sil wants to save her species, and to do this, she wants a child. But she must have realized that this guy can't get her pregnant, and maybe that's why Sil might have killed him. In the next scene, we see that Sil meets with an accident. A stranger picks him and takes her to the hospital. The doctors are surprised when they see that Sil's wounds are healing on their own. The man takes Sil to his home and then starts getting intimate with her in the pool. But then Steven and Laura arrive there. Hearing their voices, the man gets scared and tries to get out of the pool. But Sil catches him and drowns him in the water. During this time, Sil's true and very scary form is revealed. By the time Fitch's team arrives, Sil has killed the man and disappeared. In the next scene, we see that Sil has kidnapped a girl. Standing in front of the girl, she cuts her thumb, but within a few moments, a new thumb emerges. Seeing this, the girl gets scared. Meanwhile, Fitch and his team reach the club in search of Sil. Dane suddenly senses Sil's presence. He goes out searching for Sil, and then Sil comes in front of him. Hearing Dane's scream, his team also comes out. Sil starts running away in her car, and in her car is also the girl whom she had kidnapped. Sil increases the speed of the car and drives it towards a ditch. As soon as the car reaches the edge of the ditch, Sil jumps out of the car and the car falls into the ditch and explodes. Sil does all this so that everyone thinks that she is dead and no one tries to find her. After some time, the police arrive there, and when they search the car, they find Sil's severed finger, due to which everyone feels that Sil is no more in this world. Meanwhile, Steven still can't believe Sil's death. He is going to Laura's room to meet her. He sees Sil in the elevator, but she has changed a lot. So Steven doesn't recognize her. After reaching Laura's room, Steven starts talking about Sil, while Sil is listening to their conversation from the other room. Just then Brace comes there, and Sil engages him in his talks and tries to get closer to him and starts getting intimate. Meanwhile, Dane suddenly realizes that Sil is nearby. He tells the others and everyone starts checking their rooms together. On the other hand, Sil had already started getting intimate with Bridge, and within some time, she also becomes pregnant. Sil becomes very happy with the changes taking place in her body. Bridge now understands that the girl is actually Sil, but before he can do anything, Sil kills him and runs away. Fitch and his team being pursuing Sil. Then they learn that Sil has gone to the basement. They also go to the basement and hear someone's voice in the water. Before Fitch can understand anything, Sil comes out of the water and attacks him, killing Fitch. Then Sil starts having labor pains, which makes her realize that it's time for her child to be born. She returns to her true form and gives birth to an alien child. The child is very dangerous and he kills a mouse with his tongue and eats it. Dane gets scared seeing the child doing this. Then the child attacks Dane. Laura arrives to rescue Dane but becomes trapped along the way. The child is now completely grown up. He attacks Dane, but Dane burns the child with his fire gun, and both of them start falling down the hill. But Dane starts hanging onto the hill. When Sil sees her child dying, he becomes very angry and goes to kill Dane. Just then, Laura somehow takes her foot out of the stones. She and Steven try to pull Dane up. When Sil grabs Dane's leg, Steven shoots Sil with his gun, and Sil dies. Both of them pull Dane up safely. Everyone feels that the danger has passed and they leave from there, but they don't know that the danger is not over yet. After a while, a rat comes there and starts eating the cut tentacle of the creature. Within moments, that rat also turns into an alien and kills and eats the other rat. The story ends with this horrifying scene. So friends, how did you like this story? Do tell us in the comments box, and for such movie explanation, please subscribe to Movie Recap English. See you in the next movie. Till then, bye bye, take care.